Christmas Eve, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. Outside, the snow gently fell, covering the ground in a soft, white blanket. Inside, the fire crackled warmly, casting a soft glow across the room. The tree stood in the corner, its ornaments shining in the dim light. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, visions of sugar plums dancing in their heads. The parents had just settled down for a long winter's nap, ready for the peaceful slumber that Christmas Eve promised. But little did they know, this night would be different. There was magic in the air, and something wonderful was about to happen. Suddenly, the quiet of the night was broken by a sound outside, something soft at first, then louder. A sleigh? A reindeer? What could it be? The house was still, the air filled with anticipation. The children's dreams were about to become a reality, and the magic of Christmas was ready to come to life. As the clock struck midnight, there was a sound on the roof, soft but unmistakable. The night was eerily silent, with only the occasional whisper of wind weaving through the snow-laden trees. The ground sparkled like diamonds, the moonlight reflecting off the freshly fallen snow. A serene calm enveloped the neighborhood, as if the world itself was holding its breath. It was the kind of quiet that made one feel both small and infinite, as though the stars above were listening. Inside the house, all was still. The fireplace crackled softly, its warmth spreading through the room. Shadows danced on the walls, cast by the flickering flames. The Christmas tree stood proudly in the corner, its lights twinkling like tiny stars, casting a warm, magical glow. The ornaments, a mix of old memories and new additions, told a story of holidays past. The children had long since fallen asleep, their laughter from earlier in the evening fading into dreams. Their stockings, carefully hung on the mantel, swayed slightly in the gentle draft from the chimney. A plate of cookies and a glass of milk sat waiting on the table, a hopeful offering for a magical visitor. Outside, the snow continued to fall in soft, silent waves, blanketing the world in peace. But within that peace, there was a feeling, a tingling anticipation that something extraordinary was about to happen. It was Christmas Eve, and the world was readying itself for a night of wonder. As Street Nicholas worked in the living room, outside, the reindeer were waiting patiently on the rooftop. The moon shone bright above, casting a magical glow on the snow-covered ground. The sleigh, laden with toys, sat quietly at the edge of the roof, the reins held in place by the strong antlers of the reindeer. Each of the reindeer was poised and ready, their bright red noses gleaming in the moonlight. They had been on countless journeys before, but tonight, they knew it was special. They could feel the excitement in the air, the magic that came with delivering joy to children all over the world. The reindeer stamped their hooves in anticipation, ready to take flight. They had to carry St. Nicholas across the sky, through the night, and to every home. Their journey would be swift and smooth, guided by the stars and the joy in their hearts. With a single command from St. Nicholas, they would take off into the night, leaving behind a trail of shimmering stardust. As Street Nicholas completed his task inside, he gave the reindeer a signal, and with a mighty leap, they soared into the sky, leaving the house behind. The sound of their hooves faded into the distance, the promise of Christmas magic lingering in the air. As the reindeer took off into the night, the house remained still. But the magic of Christmas Eve had filled the air, and it was not yet over. St. Nicholas continued his work with a smile on his face, his mission clear. As he moved through the house, he marveled at the love and warmth that filled the room. The stockings were carefully placed, each one filled with little gifts, sweet treats, small toys, and messages of hope. The tree stood proudly, adorned with ornaments that sparkled like stars in the night sky. Everything was perfect. With each step, he felt the joy that Christmas brought to the world. It wasn't just about the gifts or the decorations. It was about the love shared among family and friends, the joy of giving, and the hope of a brighter future. As he finished his work, St. Nicholas took one last look at the home he had visited. It was time to leave, but he knew his mission was not over. There were still many houses to visit, many children to delight, and many hearts to warm. He turned, smiling once more, and gave a gentle nod. Then, with a soft sound like the prancing of tiny hooves, he took off into the night, leaving behind the magic of Christmas. As the sleigh glided further across the sky, the night seemed to quiet down, the world holding its breath in anticipation. Inside the house, the children remained fast asleep, unaware of the magic that had unfolded while they dreamed. But as the first light of Christmas morning began to peek through the curtains, the youngest child stirred. Her eyes fluttered open, and as she gazed around the room, something felt different. The air was thick with wonder, as if the entire world had been touched by a magic she could feel but not fully understand. She sat up and looked around. There, beside her bed, was the stocking she had left by the fireplace. It was now overflowing with presents. Her heart raced with joy as she reached inside and pulled out a small, stuffed reindeer toy. She giggled in delight and quickly woke her siblings, who were also filled with excitement upon seeing their own stockings filled with gifts. Downstairs, the Christmas tree sparkled brighter than ever, the presents stacked neatly beneath it. The children could hardly contain their excitement, racing toward the tree, eager to see what lay hidden beneath the wrapping paper. The magic of Christmas had come, and with it, joy and wonder filled every corner of the house. The family gathered around the tree, their hearts filled with the joy of the season. The children tore into their presents, each gift bringing a new wave of excitement. Laughter echoed throughout the house as they shared their treasures, showing off their new toys and games. The parents, too, smiled with happiness, watching their children's faces light up. There were no greater gifts than the smiles of those they loved, and in this moment, the house was filled with love. The parents exchanged small gifts as well, each one a token of appreciation for the other's hard work and devotion. The smell of fresh-baked cinnamon rolls filled the air, adding to the warmth of the moment. The family gathered around the table, hands joined, as they shared a Christmas breakfast. The joy of the season filled every bite, and there was a sense of contentment that only Christmas morning could bring. As the family sat together, exchanging stories and laughter, they felt grateful for the love that bound them together. In that moment, all was well in the world, and they knew that the spirit of Christmas would live on in their hearts, long after the last gift had been unwrapped. As the day wore on, the family realized that Christmas wasn't just about receiving gifts. It was about giving and sharing the love that made the season so special. The children decided to give back in their own way, eager to spread the joy they had felt that morning. They bundled up in their coats and scarves, ready to head out into the snowy world. With baskets full of homemade cookies and small handcrafted gifts, they set off to visit their neighbors. The first stop was Mrs. Eliza's house, where they knocked on the door and handed her a basket of treats. Her face lit up with surprise and joy. One by one, they visited all their neighbors, delivering cookies and sharing the Christmas spirit. As they made their way through the village, they saw the magic of Christmas reflected in the smiles of those they met. It was a reminder that the joy of Christmas could be found not just in what we receive, but in the joy we give to others. By the time they returned home, the sun was setting, and the village was glowing with the warmth of love and kindness. The family sat down to dinner, their hearts full of gratitude for the simple joys of the season. They knew that the true meaning of Christmas was not in the gifts or the decorations, but in the love and kindness shared among family, friends, and neighbors. As evening settled over the village, the house became quiet once again. The children had played with their new toys, the presents were all unwrapped, and the day had been filled with laughter and joy. Now, as the family sat together by the fire, they reflected on the meaning of Christmas. St. Nicholas' visit had filled their hearts with magic, but it was the love and kindness they shared with one another that made the day truly special. They thought of the joy they had brought to others and the love they had received in return. The true gift of Christmas, they realized, was not something that could be wrapped up and placed under the tree. It was the love we give and the love we receive. Outside, the snow continued to fall, covering the world in a blanket of white. The stars twinkled in the sky, and the moon cast a soft glow over the village. The family sat in peaceful silence, feeling content and grateful for the love that filled their hearts. They knew that this Christmas, like every Christmas, would live on in their memories for years to come. As the fire flickered and the night grew deeper, the family exchanged one last smile, knowing that the spirit of Christmas would remain in their hearts long after the holiday had passed. As the night wore on and the family drifted off to sleep, a soft hush fell over the house once again. The magic of Christmas still lingered in the air, like the sweet scent of pine and cinnamon that filled the room. St. Nicholas, his work for the night complete, made his way back to his sleigh, guided by the stars and the reindeer. The village was still, and the joy of Christmas was felt by every heart that had been touched by the spirit of the season. Though the presents had been opened and the food had been shared, the magic of Christmas didn't end with the closing of a door or the fading of the lights. It continued on in the love we share with others, in the kindness we give, and in the memories we create. The family, tucked in their warm beds, drifted into peaceful slumber, their hearts full of joy and love. And as the night passed into morning, they knew that Christmas would continue, year after year, always bringing new magic, new joy, and new memories. As the stars shone bright above, the world slept peacefully, waiting for the magic of Christmas to return once again. The spirit of Christmas was alive and well in the hearts of the family, and in the hearts of everyone who had been touched by the magic of the night. From the soft thud of reindeer hooves on the roof to the warm glow of the Christmas tree, the magic had spread far and wide. As the family continued to reflect on the joy of the day, they realized that Christmas wasn't just a holiday. It was a reminder of the love and kindness that could be shared all year long. The true magic of Christmas wasn't found in presents or decorations, but in the simple acts of love that made the world a brighter place. And as the days passed, the family held on to the warmth and joy of the season, knowing that the spirit of Christmas would stay with them throughout the year. Every smile, every hug, and every act of kindness was a gift that would continue to grow, just like the magic that had filled their hearts on that Christmas Eve. The magic would live on, in every twinkling star, in every act of giving, and in every memory made. And so, as the world slept peacefully, the magic of Christmas continued, waiting to return next year, bringing with it new joy, new love, and a new season of giving.